This is a video about the Gateless Gate. Good morning. This is What is Awakening, or now Wake Up, with a video about the famous Gateless Gate. First off, a few words please about I had to change the name of the channel. It's now 2 weeks old and I had to change the name because no one could find the videos. There was a problem with the name, so I couldn't change the name in a way that I could keep it. So I had to change the name, and from What is Awakening to Wake Up, I thought it wasn't a long way, and that's why I chose it. So thank you very much for everyone who helped me yesterday. Now, the Gateless Gate. The Gateless Gate is a famous term about awakening, to pass through the Gateless Gate. There even was a joke going around recently on WhatsApp. It was, no one can pass through the Gateless Gate, so be no one. Or nobody can pass through the Gateless Gate, so be nobody. Whoever said that first either made a joke or didn't know what he or she was talking about, because you cannot you can want to pass through the gate, but it won't work. It won't work by wanting it. To the contrary, that will be the biggest obstacle to passing through it. The second thing is, it's not a gate. You cannot pass through it. It's not a doorway and you walk through it and then everything is fine or different. It's more like a Kafka book, where you sit in front of the gate for a year or two and suddenly you're on the other side, or not. That's the Kafkaesque version. The Jim Jarmush version is, if you know the movie The Limits of Control. If you don't know it, watch it. It's with Bill Murray and Isaac de Bankolé. Very good movie, very strange movie, but all Jim Jarmush movies are strange. That's how it works. You go with the flow and you don't worry, and suddenly you're in. That's it. No personality can awake. That's exactly the opposite. Your ego, your personality can never awake, and that's why no one can pass through the Gateless Gate. There's no passing, and there's no one to pass through. Nothing is ever happening. But once you're on the other side of the gate, you realize that there is no other side, and that it's a good term after all. It's very funny, actually. It's a joke. That's what it is. Everything is a joke, but this is one of the biggest jokes. There's a Zen saying, I don't know if I remember it correctly, but doesn't matter. It's something like, before awakening, you fetch water and chop wood. After awakening, you fetch water and chop wood. So in a way, nothing happens and nothing changes. But everything changes, because you lose the identifications and attachments and fears that seemed to be the problem before, or that caused the problems before. Because there are no problems either. That's the best thing about it. Actually, it's not really a state that is something you would really want to be in. It's not better. It's not because you're awake or enlightened you're better than anyone else. To the contrary, you realize that everyone is the same. Everyone is really the same. Sometimes the Buddhists really have something, right? I'm not better than you are. I'm not better than any other person. I'm not better than a tree, or more worth, or than a stone, or a slug, or a worm on the floor, or a fish in the river. There's no difference. I'm not better than the air I breathe, or more worth, or valuable. That is the meaning of passing through the Gateless Gate. You lose two things. It's not you gain something, you lose two things. First of all, you lose your attachments and identifications. And secondly, you lose the sense of separation. And it's kind of relaxing. There's nothing to worry about. All is well, like I like to repeat. Okay, I think I'm getting used to the camera now. I'll start to. It's actually, it's more difficult to talk to a camera than to a person. The easy thing is to sit in front of several persons, because you get all these questions and you can respond. You don't have to act. Acting always costs energy, so to say. Energy. Yeah? The natural state would be to, like Eckhart Tolle said, just to sit on a bench in the park all day long and watch the pigeons or something, or the people walk by. That's the natural state, because there's nothing to do. There's nothing that is more worth to do than anything else. It's actually just enjoying the things that for the first time you see how they really are. Passing through the Gateless Gate, it's something that happens. You're lingering around the gate for a while, and suddenly you're on the other side. And it's quite funny. It's the universal joke. Actually, the whole Maya thing, it's not hostile. There's something in Maya that wants people to wake up. Usually, the usual time is around 50. Like the whole midlife crisis, yeah. For women, it's always the hormones are blamed. It has nothing to do with the hormones. It's as part of you wants to wake up. It wants you to detach from your attachments of being beautiful and being a mother and so on, or for men of being, powerful and influential and famous and whatever. These are just games we play, and they're beautiful games. They're lots of fun, especially family is a wonderful game. And why not? There's nothing bad about it. And you don't ever have to wake up. There's no big advantage for you in it. You don't miss anything if you're not awake. So if you're totally fulfilled with your life as it is, it's wonderful. There's no reason to change it. Just go with the flow. That's why I like to make these movies in front of rivers and creeks, because you see the flow. It's about going with the flow. It's a very Taoist thing. Wu Wei, non-action, non-doing. Don't do anything. Just go with it. Don't be an obstacle to the world, to life. That's basically it. And if you can manage that without waking up, it's fine. It's good. And if not, then awakening will probably happen. And there are people who wake up in their 20s or 30s. It's obviously more and more common. But the usual time is around 50. There's a crisis because things are changing. And don't see it as a danger or as a problem. Again, go with the flow, go with it. And things will change in a positive way. If you're trying to hold it off, to fight it off, then problems will start, like, depressions and whatnot. And the ego, the so-called ego, is not your enemy as well. It's a tool. It helps you through life. and it's good to be grateful, and then after a while it's good to let it go. It's not a tool that you need all your life, but you needed it in the past, and now it's time to say thank you and goodbye. Maybe. If you don't want to, it's also fine. Okay, that was it about passing through the Gateless Gate. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. The channel's name is now Wake Up instead of What is Awakening. And see you soon with the next video.